Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. You are Asking Ashley, and today the question is, how do I become financially fit? And I think that's a great question in this time, in this season, because obviously everyone knows that we're in a recession or we have a recession pending. Interest rates, I know people have heard that interest rates are so high. What's going on? I'm actually a mortgage loan officer, so I am definitely affected by this. I'm a real estate investor, so I look at the prices of homes going crazy every single day, so I'm very aware of everything that's going on, and I understand that some people are affected more than other people, but at the end of the day, we're all affected, and we all need to be financially fit. So today, I was looking over a loan estimate for my friend, and I saw her rate was 7%. And this is someone who was putting more than 20% down, someone who had great credit. And I was just thinking, dang, like she's in a great situation, her husband, great financial situation. And she is being quoted 7%, and not for nothing. Again, I'm a mortgage loan officer as well. It was a good deal. And she was kind of shocked, like, is this good? And I'm like, yeah, it is. So imagine so many of you that are in, financial stress and financial strife and not in that great position. I can only imagine how you feel. You're not even thinking about buying a house. You can't even put food on the table because, prices are so high. So that's why I wanted to talk about financial fitness today. And a little bit more about me. Obviously, like I said, I'm a mortgage loan officer. I'm a real estate investor. But before I started in that career, I worked for a team of financial advisors. I was a licensed investment advisor. I worked more so on the sales and customer service side of things. And I got a lot of in-depth knowledge of how, middle class, high middle class, and even pretty, rich people, budgeted their money. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. And I want you to really understand that financial fitness is really a mindset. And think of your mind like a muscle. You have to continually work on it to become, good at it continually. So it could be second nature to make those good decisions for your finances. And for me, it was kind of, it was just like second nature, was innate. I've always been really good with money. It was a time when I first started working that I literally would spend my whole check. Like, I would just go shopping. That was when I was like 18. I worked, I would get a check, and I would go shopping. I would buy me a new pair of Air Max and an outfit to match, and that would be my recurring theme. And someone asked me, he was like, you don't have an emergency fund? And I was like, emergency fund? He was like, yeah, for a rainy day. And I was like, no. And that was before, I took a gap year before I went to college. So that was in that year. And I realized, like, I'm living crazy. Like, I literally spend my whole check. And then next week, obviously, I'll get the money, or 2 weeks, I'll get the money, but I don't have any cushion. So that kind of changed my mindset then. And then obviously I started college and I went to school for finance and economics. So I learned more things, and that's how I got to where I'm at today. So I want to share a few things with you. I did take notes because it's very important for you to do these specific things that I did and I saw success in. So I did want to take notes. So you're going to see me peeking a little bit to see exactly what I will be giving you advice on today. So I think the top thing you need to do to become financially fit is educate yourself. And what exactly does educate yourself mean? Like I said, I went to college for that, but I don't think that's something that everybody needs to do. Everyone doesn't need to know advanced analysis information. You don't need to be crunching numbers like I do on a day-to-day. No one expects you to do that if that's just not your expertise, or that's just not something that you want to do. So, you can hire people, but you have to educate yourself on the basics of finance. You have to understand what an interest rate is. You need to understand what compounding interest is. You need to understand what an investment is. You need to understand what an asset is, what a liability is. You need to understand those things because that is extremely important on your decision making. And if you just don't know, you're just going to be doing anything. So a lot of times, for example, people will go, let's say, car shopping, and they would just be like, okay, this is my budget for the month and this is what I can spend. Not knowing that you're getting a 2012 Honda Accord, maybe it's souped up, but your loan is for 8 years and you're paying $500 a month. So what is your interest? You don't even know. You just know that, okay, I can only spend $500 a month, and that's that. So you end up paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over the true value of the car in interest, just because you don't understand the financing of, that vehicle. So you might just, like I said, you just focus on that monthly number. Okay, I made it, I'm good. Even though the dealer or whoever the salesperson or whoever the finance person is, they know that they're making way more money than what the car is actually worth. So make sure you educate yourself before you sign that paper, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of words in there and it's saying, listen, at the end of the day, you're going to pay us. That's basically what they're saying. So you have to make sure you understand what you're getting into whenever you do anything. That was just giving an example of a car, but whenever it comes to your finances, you have to understand everything you're signing up for. And don't think that you could just bury your head in the sand and not, do anything with your finances. If you are not doing anything with your finances, best believe someone else is doing something with your finances, because you have to pay somebody to live. You have to. So understand, if you are not making a decision for your finances, someone else is making a decision for your finances. So make sure you do that. So another thing that's very important to be financially fit is to review your budget. So review what you're spending your money on. And like I said, a lot of times we're just on an automated plan or something like that, and we don't even realize what we're spending their money on. To me, it baffles me that people pay for all types of subscriptions that they do not use. And there's so many new apps and things that you can utilize to see those things. And I think that people need to take advantage of those things that look over what you're spending monthly. And my Bank of America app, it shows what I'm spending, how, what category, and I'm able to, put it into different categories, what I'm spending the most money on, or what is more than I usually spend money on. And they do things like that. There's so many apps out there that can help you with those things. So you don't have to even search and figure it out. So utilize your resources and review what you're spending your money on, and look at your paycheck. So that's another thing. People just, whatever you get paid, boom, okay, I got paid this amount, this is how much I'm spending. No, you have to understand what is getting taken out of your paycheck, and you have to alter some things. For example, what is the highest expense you have? I'm asking everybody this. Think about this. Look at what you spend your money on and what is the highest expense. And when people think about this, they say, my car note, that's my highest expense. Or some people say, it's my housing cost, whatever, it's a mortgage or rent, that's my highest expense. Or some people say, I have a roommate, so I don't have to worry about that. My food is my highest expense. But no, everyone's highest expense, well, not everyone, but typically the highest expense for most people is income taxes. And like I said, it's just automatic. It comes out of your paycheck. So you don't even realize how much money you're spending in taxes. So it's very important to be aware of that. And when I was in a job, someone used to say, you can choose how many dependents you have in that year. So you could, say, okay, I don't have any dependents, so I will always put 0 or 1. Obviously, you can claim yourself. And I will put, 0 at first, because I'm like, okay, they'll take more out of my paycheck and then I'll get a big income tax. But you have to realize that you're just giving the government a free loan. They're taking your money and they're spending on whatever, and then they take however long to give you your income tax return. People need to understand it's a return. So they're returning your money. So when you do things like that, I knew someone who would put like a bunch of dependents. He would put like, he had 10 dependent. He would do weird stuff that didn't, just to try to alter how much they take out of your income taxes. And you can use that strategy if you want to if you want to get a big income tax check, you could have them take a lot of your check if that's what you want to do. But you have to be at least aware. So don't make it that they are spending your money how they want to spend your money. Be the decision maker on how your money is to be spent. So make sure you review your finances and understand what you're spending your money on. So the next thing, okay, you understand what you're spending your money on. You understand your income. You know what's coming in. Next, you need to come up with a realistic budget. I feel like everyone should have a budget. And that doesn't mean that you have to put yourself in like handcuffs and I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't eat at Starbucks ever and I can't eat out and things like that. And when people say budget, it's like a curse word. People get a little nervous and a little shaky. It doesn't have to be like that. Just set a standard. Okay, I'm not going to spend over a certain amount. And like I said, you can look over your bank account. It's very easy and see how much you typically spend. And you can always have a range. It could be, okay, I don't want to spend between, I don't want to spend over $50 to $100, whatever it is, depending on how your income is set up. You can obviously make it work for you, but have a budget and an understanding of where you need to be, because in different categories, because understand that some months you might go over for this, but then you have to pull back on that. So you don't have to be so strict. And I think that when I was first starting and I had a goal, and I'm very goal oriented, so I had a budget and I wasn't moving on that budget. But now, obviously, I have children, I have a husband, I have other people that have a say so. I understand that has to be arranged. So if I know during November, December, and January, that's the holiday time, and then my daughter's birthday in January, I know I'll be spending a little bit more money on entertainment. So I already know that. That's already budgeted. As long as you understand that's what happened and your budget is a little fluid, you don't want to be in handcuffs. As long as you understand your budget can be fluid, if you're prepared for it, it's realistic budget, then you will be set up for success. So that's that. And now, after you come up with the budget, a realistic budget, the next thing you need to do is automate your budget. So that is so important. So automate your budget. And what does that mean? So when this is before I met my husband and I was planning on purchasing a home on my own, I took my paycheck, and a lot of people work for companies that have a payroll system. You could go in and you could direct deposit. You could split up your paycheck however you want, and you could direct your deposit to go into this account, that account, do all those things. So I set it up so it could go into certain accounts automatically, so I wouldn't even have to think about it. Because remember, when you pay people, they come in for you. Like, if you pay, again, your biggest expense, income tax, they're taking it out automatically. So you want to make sure you pay yourself automatically. So that's what I did. So I set it up that, of course, I took retirement out of my account. I had a 401k, so that came out automatically. And then I had a spending account. It was a certain amount that came out automatically. And then I had a stock purchase program that came out automatically. And then I had a separate investing area that came out automatically. And I broke it up in those ways. So it enabled me to put my money all in whatever accounts without me having to even think about it. So whenever whatever rent came out, I already knew I had the money because it was already in this account. It was automatic, and I had that amount of money. And then I was saving automatically. I didn't even think about it. So the next thing I knew, I had $10,000 in the account, but I wasn't even thinking about it. And another thing that I also did was set up so every year it would increase by some amount. But we're going to get into that a little bit next. And the next suggestion is stay away from lifestyle creep. So what is lifestyle creep? That's when start making a little bit of money. Maybe you make more money than you did last year, or you get a promotion, or you get a bonus, and you feel like, okay, now that I got this promotion, now that I'm making a little bit more than I was making before, I need a new car. Or now that this new phone dropped, even though iPhones drop every year, which is baffling to me, I gotta get a new phone. I need to get a new iPhone watch. I need to do this new every single year. So every single year, your expenses is ticking up as your income is ticking up. So it's really never a time that you have a big difference in your income and your expenses, because even though you were living good before, you were comfortable, everything was good with you making this amount of money down here. Now that you're making this amount of money up here, you feel like that your life needs to look like a certain way. If it's social media, whatever, it needs to look like you making that much money. Whatever that looks like to social media, you need it to make it look like in your life. So that is a problem. And I see that so much with so many people I know. And that's something that I am really good about not doing. So with me, to make sure that I combat the lifestyle creep, I would automatically have my savings rate up, maybe about 2% or so, every single year automatically. I knew that I got raises and bonuses in March. So I would have my retirement account and my savings account percentage that I was saving go up by that certain amount in March. So I knew it was happening every March with my job. So I would have it automatically. So to me, it didn't even, my check didn't even look no different. Maybe it went up by $100, but it wasn't much of a difference to me because all that money was being taken and put into that retirement account, put into the savings account. So my savings rate was increasing when my income was increasing. So my budget and what I was spending was staying relatively the same. So that's something that's very important. It's very easy to do because remember, this is a muscle. This is something that is going to be tough for you to get comfortable with. So the best way to help you get comfortable with is make sure you're making yourself get comfortable with. So you don't even have to think about making a decision on your budget. It automatically happens. Automation. So another thing that is so important into becoming financially fit is owning. Okay, you need to own. And I think that's so important for so many people. When I first purchased my home and realized all of the advantages I get with the real estate, it's like I was hooked. I was like, okay, we need to start doing, become real estate investors and start purchasing more and more and more. And I was addicted to buying more and more properties because the financial benefits, the tax benefits are like, it's just crazy. It's like mind blowing that you can make so much money off of having an asset that you own versus rent. And people say, maybe I don't want to be a homeowner. I like, having someone be able to maintain my home. I don't have to worry about that. Listen, you could have someone maintain you. If you could own a home and still have someone else maintain it. My husband does not cut the grass. I damn sure ain't. Excuse me. I'm not cutting no grass. So we don't cut the grass in our home. We have help. I have a cleaner that comes in. If the furnace or whatever, whatever, I don't know, the guy comes out and makes sure the HVAC is good. He cleans that, even though my husband is HVAC certified, okay? He's HVAC certified, but we hire someone to come in and do the maintenance and do all those things. So you don't have to do those little things. Obviously, like, it's going to be some stuff that it doesn't even make sense for you to have someone do. But once you start making a certain amount of money, you don't have to worry about doing those silly things. And when I tell you there is someone that you can pay to do like everything, like literally someone will come and change all the light bulbs in your house. Funny enough, my husband, when he first started, he started in hospitality. So he was working at a high-end hotel. His job was to go around and make sure all the light bulbs were in working order. Okay, so he was getting paid for that. So there's someone that will take some money to do anything around your house. So don't think that, it's a burden. Obviously, having a home is a huge responsibility, but whatever happens in your home, there's someone that has an expertise and someone that you can pay. And like I said, if you're budgeting correctly, you have that emergency fund that you have coming into that account and it's building up. So you'll have the money to do so. So own, okay? And I mean, own a car too. Because a lot of people think, you get the finance, you have to lease. Pay off your car and keep it. Do not do the lifestyle creep. I feel like the best thing for me is like when I started really focusing on and paying off debt is me not having a car note. Like that. It's like, now it's like, I'm not financing no car. I want to pay off a car. I want to pay off a car in cash. And my car is not the most fancy car. And I can afford to go and get another car, but it will be in cash. I'm not financing. I'm just not doing it. So, do not rent, because if you're renting, you're putting money into someone else's equity piggy bank and they're making money off of that. Everyone has to have somewhere to live. So, make sure that you're pouring into your equity piggy bank and you're putting your money in savings for your legacy and your generations that come after you. So the last thing, and I think this is very important, I always stress this, make sure you maintain measurable goals. So like I said 100 times, I'm very goal oriented. And to me, and I don't know if this is like a definition or something I made up, I don't know, but I'm coining it. The difference between a dream and a goal is a goal has a time limit. So if it's a dream, you say, oh, I want to go to a fancy vacation. A dream will be, I want to go to a fancy vacation. Okay. A goal is, I'm going to go to this fancy vacation. Maybe it's Bora Bora, and I'm going to go in September of 2023. And in order to do that, I'm going to save this amount of money every single month. So when you start putting numbers to it, time to it, money to it, and that's when it becomes a goal. So make sure you have measurable goals. And your measurable goal might be, in a year, I want to purchase a home. And I think that's such a great goal to start with. Or I want to be out of credit card debt. That's another thing. Do not pay all that high interest credit card debt. Pay off your credit card, because guess what? And I learned this, I don't even know, this is a quote from somebody. The thing about compounded interest is either you're getting compounded interest or you're paying compounded interest. So someone is getting paid, okay? Just make sure it's you, okay? I want you all to live your best life. I want you all to be financially fit. Thank you so much for chatting with me. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. That's all today. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and send to someone that you want to be financially fit. That's it today on Asking Ashley.